Ever will win another one. Get this thing started right away. No lag time. Live right at the buzzer. Why not? So lagless. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Shut up.
Shut up, everyone. Keep it quiet. Some games, there's no joy. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times there's a game, you have a game, something happened that you're like, all right, little silver lining on this one. You know, this game, down early, dispirited, no one looked good. I can't believe it. We're going to break it all down, though. We do actually have some topics. We're not going to dwell totally. You guys know how we try to do a Loser's Lounge. Put it in context. There's also some broader news around the NBA to talk about and some things to get to, and we're going to try to have some fun, especially as we look ahead to some of the upcoming games and ask, are we losing confidence that the Nuggets are going to be, champion our agendas in the upcoming weeks? Are we confident that's going to happen? To help me out with that, I got Harrison Wind.
Zeke Naji was plus 10. Just saying.
Just saying, man.
Plus 10?
Colin Gillespie plus 14, I think, something like that. Over here, I got D-line.
I hated every part of that.
There was no part that was not hate-worthy. What was your favorite part of this game?
My favorite part of this game was... go to Dev. Just go to Dev. Just go to Dev.
This would be a hard question. Over there, Superstar Dev.
Please don't ask me no tough questions like that. I can't make anything up. That was not a fun game. I did not have fun watching that game. I can't believe that happened.
Sports are so funny, the level of diehard fan that we are, where you're just like... Game days are different. Like, my life really is 2 days. Game day and non-game day. And game days rule. Game days, you're like, we got a game tonight. You think about it. You wake up. You're kind of like, Every little detail, you're just kind of like, all right. You get more excited. Then it arrives. And then every now and then, you're like, what the hell was I doing with my life?
Yeah, dude. Like, this was a game where when things go, it's like sometimes game days are like your birthday. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, I can't wait. Yeah. But this game day was like my birthday now.
It's so true. It's so true. Now you just dread that existential dread that just creeps in. You guys want a fast recap?
No.
You guys want a fast recap?
No, dude.
I'm so ready for this.
I'm sorry, we do a fast recap every show. We're not going to.
You could just say the score.
No, we got to do it. Collins at center. We wondered, are they going to go to Walker Kessler? Remember we speculated about that? No, John Collins. They're going to put him out there. Jazz, 4 quick threes, up 14, right out the bat.
It's a good first note.
They were on fire from 3 early on. Did not finish that way. Did they have the same number of threes? Yeah, both teams made 13 of 33 threes tonight.
Well, I
Isn't
mean,
that wild?
when, Zeke Naji goes 1-1.
Did he hit one tonight?
Yeah, he did. It was
I didn't even
sweet.
watch garbage time. I was so disgusted.
Yeah, you did. It was the game.
Well, that's true.
Full thing.
Jazz absolutely on fire, and the Nuggets just look like they couldn't be bothered with this game. We're going to talk a lot about that part of it. 35-24 Utah. It was down from there. Bench getting killed. Long rest for Jokic. Remember, Jokic was out till the 6-minute mark. Kind of weird. Jazz kept getting everything they wanted in transition, man. They were just running on Denver. Denver tired legs tonight from Denver. 2 days rest. Very strange. Very, very strange. Jokic finally back in. It was a 7-0 run, and I was like, oh, we're so back, you guys. We're so back. But then the Jazz just kept, we're on fire. 8 of 15 in the first half from 3. They weren't missing, man. 71-53 Utah going into the break. Jazz extended the lead to 22 in the third quarter. Nuggets got in the bonus with 7 minutes and 53 seconds. If you need a blueprint win for coming back from 18 down, get in the bonus early.
That's the first step.
That's the first step, and they did that. Then they cut it to 13. All right.
They did.
Guys, we are so
Go
back.
Avs.
98-78 Jazz, though, at the end of the 3. Why? Because they pushed it right back up to 20 almost immediately. They get a timeout, they come back out, and they storm back up. I didn't take a note in the fourth quarter, even though nothing happened. They were down 98-78, down 20 in the fourth, and nothing happened. Nuggets went back to starters. They put Jokic back in for like a hot second, And then it was like 1 minute. Then they're like, you know what? We're throwing in the towel. We suck tonight. Dev, start us off. Big takeaway.
Good luck.
Big takeaway in this one was just the lack of energy, the lack of wanting it from Denver. I have not seen that Denver team in a long time where they just didn't seem to have the same type of fire that the other team had. Utah they were ready for that game. They stepped up in that game and they wanted it. And it really sucks. Like, just looking at it, that was a game that was a Jokic wasted game.
Totally.
Because he played so damn good and no one else was there around him. So
He played all right.
Bad energy throughout the entire team, and it started from the opening tip.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, though? Like, why?
I don't know. Maybe they went skiing.
Salt Lake City.
They're serving
nightlife.
5% beers in Salt Lake these days.
Really?
Yeah, they've stepped it up.
Maybe they drink.
Allegedly.
Maybe they drink from the Salt Lake. It's possible.
Yeah. D-Line, what's your big takeaway?
Jamal Murray was terrible.
I
This was
noticed
a
the same thing. I noticed that.
Terrible effort from Jamal Murray. He looked like this was the second night of a back-to-back. I was so excited. I mean, I thought he was going to eat tonight. He did not eat.
We did think he was going to eat
He
tonight.
he
Ate shit.
He did,
Sorry.
man. Like,
A little hot.
so that was a little hot. I think we all appreciated it, though. Like, it deserved that effort. Deserved it. He was like just sloppy game from Jamal Murray. I mean, it's like hard to single him out, but I just did. Most of the Nuggets matched his absolutely terrible effort. As Dev points out, absolutely wasted game for Nikola Jokic. He had 27 points. Jokic just like silently had a very solid game, but everybody else completely let him down. It was a disgusting effort. I'm so repulsed by the Denver Nuggets this night. I still love them, but I don't think they love me.
I'm kind of with Harrison, I think, on this one. I thought Jokic had an okay night. He did have 6 turnovers, and he didn't go down to, like, you put John Collins on you go, okay, go to the post. They're making threes, go down there. And I just felt like he wasn't bad by any means. He was by far the best Nugget. But I felt like even for him, I would have given him like a B grade. I wouldn't, to me.
At most.
Yeah, this wasn't a bad game. It wasn't.
It seemed like he came into this game and played the first quarter like he was saying, all right, Jamal, do you want to take over again?
Jamal's like, yeah.
Do you want the game again?
Wouldn't mind that, yeah.
And then Jamal took it and couldn't really do much with it. And then Jokic kind of turned it on a little bit from there, but nobody seemed like they wanted to play with him.
Yeah, totally. What's your big takeaway?
Has anyone just never had a big takeaway before? Can I be the first?
So are you saying that this game is meaningless, or that you just don't want to lament all the dumb things that happen?
It's probably meaningless. But it sucked. It sucked just to see a complete no-show from Denver supporting cast. That really sucked, man. Yeah, I thought Jokic played maybe a B game, maybe a B-plus game, maybe. But nobody else showed up. And that sucked. Jamal Murray didn't show up. Michael Porter Jr., did he play? I don't know.
Yeah, he was out there. He had 5 points.
Yeah. AG didn't really do much in the competitive portions of this game. So it was a disappointing effort from everybody not named Nikola Jokic.
My big takeaway is a question. It's a question.
Okay.
Why are the Nuggets so damn tired?
I don't know, dude.
They had 2 days off. They played Detroit. It was a blowout. You guys remember that game?
Yes.
Blowout. They really had like 5 days off. They just had a homestand. They should be, by all intents and purposes, well rested. And yet, they look like the most tired team I've ever watched in my life. Jamal Murray looks like huffing and puffing from the opening tip. He had a dunk tonight on the fast break that he couldn't dunk it. He ended up jumped up for it, then just ended up laying it up, and you're like, what's going on here? They just look so tired. And look, they played a lot of games to this point, but not by that. I mean,
They played the same amount of games as the Jazz.
this stuff can get overstated though. Like, the Nuggets have played more games than anyone else, by like 2. You know, it's not like that
Well,
much.
they've actually played the same amount of games as Utah.
So now the same as Utah. So it's not even an excuse in this game. Yes, it's on the road. They always kind of struggle with Utah, as we talked in the pregame show. 1-12 now for Jokic in Utah all time, which is kind of wild. So there are some things working against them, but that's just a regular loss. That's not a first quarter you're down 15 points right out of the gate because you're so tired you got your hands on your knees every single possession. Other teams aren't this tired. And I just look at it and I go, Aaron Gordon looks completely gassed. Jamal Murray looks completely gassed. What, like,
maybe Aaron Gordon needs to get bit by a dog again.
Whoa.
Sure.
that actually trying to make the joke, but it actually did sound like you wanted to like punish him.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Go get bit by your dog again, Aaron. Like, we're going a little too high here. But that's my big takeaway is I just watch the Nuggets and I go, it's January 10th. There's half a regular season left and then a whole other season that's the playoffs. And I'm just like, man, I'm worried about the Nuggets' ability. You know, Malone called it, it's a marathon, but you run that whole time. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, we're at that halfway. We're at that 13-mile marker. And guys are like 8 cups of water. They're grabbing them. They're running out of
Start
steam.
the dog days early, you know?
Why?
I don't know, but it is a little concerning, especially because with Julian Strawther going out, it seems like the Nuggets' response and Michael Malone's response is that Jamal Murray's going back to playing with the bench. He's going back to playing more minutes. They're ramping him up, it feels like. He's well beyond the injuries, well removed from those. And
he should be most rested, considering he took a month off with the injuries.
But it seems like what Michael Malone wants to do is, you know, play him with the bench, which I hate it. I've hated it for 4 years. But there's going to be a lot asked of him, it feels like, over the, you know, final couple months of this regular season. So I think, you know, I hope he's going to be up for it, but there's going to be a lot on him. And just with the youth of the bench, with the inconsistency of the bench, there's going to be a lot on the starters too.
Yeah.
So not great that they might be fatigued. Not great at all.
Definitely not great. Let's talk about that part of it here because I do think it is kind of interesting. Murray, in his career to this point, has not been able to carry the bench without Jokic. When we talk about the bench, it's always just non-Jokic minutes. And for me, this should be a point of pride for Jamal. And it doesn't seem like it is.
I don't think he has ever liked it.
It doesn't seem that way.
But to me, like or dislike, guess what? Part of being a superstar, and Murray sees himself as a superstar, certainly in the playoffs he's been that. But part of that is you have to do the job that is tough. You have to be like, hey, man, you got to go out there and make something happen. And you're right, he just doesn't seem capable of it, but he also doesn't seem interested in it. And tonight, like, to me, I almost feel like it should be embarrassing that it's like, oh, you're good when Yoke's on the court, just like everyone else that's ever played basketball. I mean, he's obviously, we know what he does in the play. I'm not trying to go too far on Murray. We know what he is. He's unbelievable. But there is this sense of, like, for years now, the Nuggets have needed a stabilizing force when Jokic sits in those minutes, and it's almost like he makes no impact.
Yeah, I mean, it is wild to think about because they have Jamal, they have Michael Porter Jr. Like, they have guys that are set up to score by themselves, or the way that their style of play, like, shows that they should be able to get it done. But as you said, everybody looks good next to Jokic, and Jamal looks better than everyone else next to him, of course. But also, that's why they're so tired. That's why it just doesn't work out. The starters are the ones that are dead tired right now. Yeah. They're not letting the bench get much time. They are trying to do so much staggering because of how bad they look when Jokic is not out there. And in essence, it starts to take a toll on Jokic. Right now, the reason that they're so tight, their defense is not even, doing well. It might be, part of the schedule and how much on the road, back-to-backs and things like that, that it's just, taking its toll all at once, and they haven't, found spots. But they have to figure something out with that bench or they're going to be tired for a long time.
And the bench wasn't even that bad tonight.
No.
But the bench didn't get to play much tonight. Like, if you're not playing well, they don't keep you on the floor because they're trying to find some type of groove with the starters, and they're not able to find that right now. Denver's starters are not just blowing teams out, so players are playing a lot more. I think it has something to do with just not finding that rhythm with the bench.
God, it's so confusing. Like, they were all terrible. Like, it makes you wonder. Did something happen? Were they up?
Did
really
they
late?
eat a pizza from?
Were they
Utah, Salt Lake City establishment?
were they up late having
something
having a pillow fight or something? Like,
It could have been a pillow
late
fight.
into the evening. No, I mean, it's like every player sucks. Every single one.
I know.
Like, what the hell? Even Jokic was good, not by his standards, but he didn't look particularly spry this night. Like, he just sort of like lumbered through, did what he does, was unstoppable. There was just no effort. I mean, and he was bad on the defensive end. The defense the Nuggets put forward tonight was amongst the most embarrassing.
It was pathetic.
It was the most pathetic thing I've seen in a very long time. I mean, the Utah Jazz came out and just like punched them in the mouth, and they were like, all right, well, we're just getting punched tonight. Like, let's just get punched. Like, we're not going to really respond or show any real heart. Like, we're just going to lay down. We don't ever win in Utah, so we're just going to lose tonight. It's fine. It sucks. Like, nights like this suck. This is like why people want there to be fewer games in the NBA. Like, nights like this where you're like, what are we doing?
I would give this game back.
Me too, dude. Like,
we could cut out.
Let's play an 81 game regular season.
81.
Yeah.
This is the one that we cut out.
81 sounds good.
Get it out of here. And just for reference, we got to throw in a break here, but the Nuggets don't have anyone in the top 20 in minutes played this year. So as much as we do go to the Nuggets have played as many more games or whatever, there are players that have played significantly more, including Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis.
That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. He's played the 7th most minutes in the NBA. You got Tyrese Maxey in there. You've got all the Chicago Bulls. You got all the Knicks. So there is this I still don't know. I don't know if the Nuggets should be as tired as they are. I think they should be a little embarrassed by how tired they seem to be.
They should absolutely be. Every part of this was so embarrassing.
Yeah, it should be. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we'll continue to break down some of the things that happened, some of the noteworthy things.
We'll break down some of the breakdowns.
Well, guys, if you want to watch this team on your TV, you can watch them on Fubo TV. But all jokes aside, Fubo TV is awesome. They hooked us up with subscriptions.
Can I tell you guys something about Fubo?
Yeah.
Because I was just in Virginia, this last week.
Yeah.
Guess how I watched the Nuggets game?
You streamed it illegally.
You're not going to believe it. On Fubo.
What?
Pertinent to the ad right now, because that's what's cool about it.
It
you
is
just
great.
log in. Like, I was over there and I was like, wait. App, log in, boom. And now I just
It's great.
might as well have been at home.
How clear was the picture, though?
Crystal clear.
It's crystal clear, right?
Unbelievable clear. I don't know how many P it was, but it was a lot.
That's what you get with
P, dude.
Fubo TV. Crystal clear picture from no matter where you are, apparently.
It was actually super cool to be able to do that. I was kind
Yeah.
of like, man, the future.
Yeah, you don't have to go on one of those streaming sites and click out of all the pop-ups and all that.
We all know how to do it. We just don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
You can watch the Nuggets on Altitude on Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com/DNVR. You can watch all your favorite Nuggets games, college football, NFL, FuboTV.com/DNVR to get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Or you can hit that QR code right there. You can sign up. Boom. Start watching right now. You can sign up. Doesn't take any time to activate. Don't need any equipment. Sign up right now. Start watching right away. Fubo TV. Also, with Bet365. It's the site we use to bet pregame. It's where Dev gets his bets. It's where we usually win money.
We won on Aaron Gordon tonight. I know that one. I haven't checked the others.
Maybe don't check.
Don't check them.
But if you want a free t-shirt or hat from the DNVR locker, do you want that? Do you want a free t-shirt or hat?
This deal's crazy.
Well, sign up with code DNVR365 on Bet365. Deposit $10, then screenshot that and send it to us. Promo at thednvr.com. We'll send you a discount code for a free t-shirt or hat from the DNVR
no
locker.
company does it like us.
They really don't.
Free T-shirt.
No one.
I would get that winning is fun, losing sucks shirt after tonight. I'd wear that right now. I should be wearing that
I
right
gotta
now.
go get one.
Yeah, dude. You know why? Because we're
Yeah,
losing.
no, it's so
and it
true.
Sucks.
A wise man once said, that is so pertinent.
Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dev, have you ever phoned it in?
Absolutely.
Do you have any specific examples of what sometime you've just been like, you know what, I'm phoning it in tonight?
A lot of times. A whole bunch of times.
That was like this one time, January 10th, 2024.
You just got to find ways to get through a lot of things. One time I worked at a call center. I was like right out of college or something like that. I found a glitch in the system that I did not have to take calls while everyone else is on back-to-backs.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing that system just so I didn't have to take any calls. People are like, I'm like at 30. How many are you at? I'm like at 2. There was a time that I went on break, like a meeting. I put myself in a meeting, went home.
Yeah.
Came back like 5 hours later.
No one hired Dev. Just
I have a similar story to Dev. In my old life, my old job before I started doing this full time, I was in sales and I had to hit a certain number of calls per day.
Yeah.
I logged so many fake calls in Salesforce, man. and if you're an AE or like SDR or something, you know what I'm talking about. I logged so many no answers in Salesforce, man.
That's what you do.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Because I was writing Nuggets blogs on the side.
You ever phone it in, D-Line?
Well, I like Win was just mentioning his old life. My old life was before this. My game, like my life ended tonight. That's my old life. My new life starts tonight. Have I ever phoned it? Of course. I mean, you might.
But you have to get like specific ways you phoned it in. You really just like.
I mean, listen, like this show. I mean, like to this point. I mean, this has been.
I got one also in my old life. I like all of our. Not this job. Not this job.
No. Never phoned it in.
We don't
This
phone in
job.
here. All of us would go hard at this job. In my previous life, this is like 2 lives ago. I used to work at United on the ramp, loading bags onto the planes because I could get free flights. But here's the thing: as long as you worked like 8 hours in a pay period, which is 2 weeks, you maintained your flight benefits. But I realized there was no system for checking whether or not you worked. I'm not kidding about this. I can probably get sued. I gotta watch the statute of limitations because it's been like, I don't know, 8-9 years. I'm probably safe. But I learned this, and for almost a year, I didn't work a single shift.
How is United just still dominating the airline space?
Well, it's very scary. And not only that, I got a Christmas bonus.
Wow.
I got a Christmas bonus when it came around. It was unbelievable. So I phoned that one.
I should try phoning it in.
That was like called quiet quitting.
That.
That's quiet quitting, and they just never found me.
I gave a 2-week notice and then just never showed up again.
Really?
At a job. And then the manager called me. I was like, "Oh, I gave my notice." And she's like, "Well, you're supposed to work." I was like, "Yeah,
I'm done out of here." Again, that was a previous life. That was a bad version. I've grown a lot since then.
Been a decade.
Another question for you guys: who was the worst person tonight? Who was the worst player?
Oh my God.
For me,
was it a tie of everyone, or was there a worst?
Nah, for me it was Jamal. I think it was a Jamal game. Just because really we talk about that consistency. He has not been making shots. Like his 3 is really off right now. His decision making is off. Him and Jokic don't seem to be on the same accord, and that's been like their thing. That's been their bread and butter of them being on the same page. And there's been some drop-offs that is just so bad. Turnovers, forcing shots. He's like playing a lot of one-on-one right now and not playing, like the offense is not going through him. It's like just him and then everyone else around him. Like Jokic did not miss shots in this game. Why is he not touching it a lot more? There's a reason that Michael Porter Jr. is calling, you out and, not getting shots early in the game. He is now.
He didn't call him out though.
Well, he called out the process.
Yeah, but and then he went to the coach because I was trying to think about this. Is he calling out Jamal? Do you think he was calling out Jamal?
Yes. But also I think that it's part of coaching because they allow that to happen at times. He's been in a rut since. There's just no way for the ball to get rotated around when your point guard is taking the most shots. And that's what's been happening lately. And you just can't do that when you have the best player in basketball on your team. So I think that is Jamal. And also defensively.
Terrible.
It's non-existent. Colin Sexton, I'm not going to say all those things, but he looked incredible. He did whatever he wanted out there.
Yeah, dude, Jamal was easily the worst player because of the fact that the ball was in his hands. Like, MPJ was a complete no-show, but, I mean, we have to extrapolate out the idea that had he been involved in the offense, it could have been worse. But, like, Jamal was, like, the ball was in his hands. He was losing it. He was dribbling and going into the lane. I mean, it was just like a full disaster class. The effort was terrible, as Des mentions. The defense was terrible. It's just like no effort, no legs,
no legs.
Truthfully, like he seemed gassed. He seemed tired. I don't know why. It's exactly what he looked like.
Jamal and Mike, I think, were awful tonight. And honorable mention to DeAndre Jordan.
Really?
I'm just so over him playing. Like I love DeAndre Jordan on this team. I love him for the occasional rotation appearance and for his leadership and what he brings to this team. But I'm kind of stunned at how the Nuggets have totally abandoned Zeke Nnaji here. I'm stunned and
prepare for hate mail.
Kind of pissed off about it, to be honest.
Prepare for some hate mail because I will tell you. You know who else has given up on Zeke?
Michael Malone.
Denver Nuggets fans.
Oh, well,
because whenever I say because this is my opinion too, but every time I've said it, flooded with hate mail. People are like, "What are you talking? You always keep wanting to give Zeke Nnaji a chance." And I think it's more with you where I'm like, I just know what DeAndre is. He's going to be this in April. He'll be this in May. I don't need to see it unless you think that he makes your marginal chance of winning that impactful, which I don't think he does. So I'm kind of with you, but I also didn't think DeAndre was that bad tonight. I just didn't think he was good.
I just had to kind of say that, but
to me, it's definitely Murray. He definitely seems to me like he's in a weird spot right now. And it's funny. Didn't you think it was funny the other day? You guys talked about this on the game, but when Peyton Watson said, Murray told me before the game he was going to go for 20 assists or whatever. And then he ended up just scoring 37 points, which was like the opposite.
Well, dude, that's the wild thing is that he's in a bad spot except for he just scored his season high last game.
Against Detroit.
Still went in the basket. He still made shots. I'm just saying.
I just don't want to put that much stock into it. But what I'm saying is, more to the point, is that he clearly had it on his mind because you get called out. Michael Porter says we need to move the ball. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to go out and get 20 assists. And instead, he just happens to be on fire. And he's like, well, shit, I got to shoot now.
Listen, man.
And then you go out tonight, and you're right. The rhythm was just off. I probably think it was him. Last question for this segment. Because I don't want to break down the game and do what we usually do, which is go player by player. Because what are we doing? There's no need. So my other question is, we are in narrative week.
Oh, God.
Or narrative season. Sorry, narrative season. This was game one. Maybe it's rounder. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this as a stretch of 11 games. Now it's 10 games since this one's dropped. There's a lot.
I broke it up into 2 narrative weeks.
What are they?
So there's this one that they're currently on. And then that goes through the Boston game.
So you cut it off in the middle of a road trip?
Yeah, because nobody's watching them against the Wizards.
Okay, all right. The Wizards are like the little halftime act.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, let's make it one because it's so long. It's a crucial part of the season in that the Nuggets, if they would have won tonight, would have been right there at first place in the West. But the gap between them and now the New Orleans Pelicans at 6 is razor thin. And guess who they played next? The Pelicans. So the Nuggets could find themselves either in first place or 6th place by the end of this. And by the way, they're going to be on national television. There's rivalries. So, Dev, what's your confidence level based on what you've seen from the Nuggets the last little bit that they're going to give you what you want over the stretch?
It's not as low as it should be coming off of that game because they do respond once they have these bad games in a row. You can't get excited about the Detroit game. And I know that Denver's not excited about the Detroit game. But this game right here that they just lost, that one matters to them. It was on national television. They played down. No one played, to their standards. So you get to be in a spot of like, hey, go improve yourself. So we know that Denver, when their backs are against the wall, that's when they're at their best. When things are looking bleak, that's when they're at their best. And I think that this is like a wake-up call where you have to turn it around because you're not going to want to continue to get embarrassed on national television and also like going into possibly being at 6 when you had a chance to take first. I think they relished that moment.
Yeah. What's your confidence level?
I'm gonna guess low.
This is a teaching moment.
Yeah.
This is a never too high, never too low moment.
Ooh.
My confidence is so low
I knew it.
It's so over. It's so over.
It's so Jover, dude. No, I don't know. I mean, like, you don't. This is a curious little squad, is it not? Like,
So
you just don't know what you're gonna get out of this goddamn squad. We know what they have. They have the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Like,
that's right.
We know what they have. We know what they're made of. We know,
and they know it. That's the worst part is they know it.
The worst part is they know it. Yeah, the worst part is they know it. They're just they can really put the car into cruise control at times. They had no interest in playing this game tonight. It's so weird, man. Like, I don't know what it's like to travel for work like this. Like, it does grind on you to travel this much for work. But they did not have it. So I mean, I don't feel great right now. I'll tell you that. Like, I agree with Dev. Like, they do respond. And I do think that this was embarrassing to them. It was on national TV. And, you know, like, a guy that's been one of their champions over the last season, JJ Redick, was calling the game. Like, there's probably going to be clips of him, like, talking about how the Nuggets, like, suck. You know?
Yeah.
So I think they'll respond, but I don't feel great. They don't seem that motivated at this moment.
Don't you feel, real quick before I go to you on that one, Harrison, you fly to Utah the day before and you stay in a hotel so that you could be there. But that flight's like 40 minutes. It's like 30 minutes.
You go
totally.
up, you come down.
You go up, you come down. They should just stay in Denver on those trips and fly out before the game.
Yeah.
This is my take.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm just saying, why do you have to go and get a hotel and stay there and be away? They should just stay here. It's like noon. All right, let's fly over there. Or maybe like 2 o'clock. Let's fly over there. It was an 8 o'clock game, 3 o'clock.
I mean,
fly over.
Stan Kroenke might hear that idea and be like, I could save on a hotel one night. He might be into that.
Because
They
you're
don't
like,
drink too
we're
much ginger
tired
ale.
from being on the plane. It's like you're barely on the plane.
Yeah, no, listen, man. I mean, there has to be some explanation to what we just saw. You
have
know?
to stay in a hotel room, and it's just like it feels like you're on a trip.
That would be horrible. Like, if
What?
I'm just thinking about my AAU days. If I got straight off of a flight to the game,
You did.
I never
You never did that.
No,
Oh, I
that
did it all the time.
That sounds horrible.
Worse, driving all the way to Omaha or something like that. You drive, you get off, and you got a game right then. You can eat like a terrible meal.
Better yet, don't even give them locker rooms. Just make them bring their bags and get changed right on the bench.
I didn't realize this was going to be such a controversial take. These guys fly like Coach. There you go, a really nice private plane. 10 minutes in the air. All right,
That'd be pretty. It's pretty innovative.
What's your confidence level?
It's still somewhat there
There.
because if you think about it, this was the least consequential of the narrative games.
That's true.
You've still got Boston and Philadelphia, definitely the top two
Milwaukee's in there.
most important games. And then, you got New Orleans here on Friday
Big time game.
at home. Utah's playing well as well. Like, they've won 8 out of 10. They've been good. And we've seen how, yes, this Nuggets team is so frustrating, and like we've been through it multiple years, the ups and downs of a regular season with them. But they can totally flip the script and come out against New Orleans and look like a completely different team. They could. It's completely on the table.
All right, well, let me ask this. Is it possible that this could be a good thing?
A wake-up call,
A
if you will.
wake-up call of like, all right, that was embarrassing, you guys, but it's Utah. Nobody really cares. But some of these upcoming games, people are going to care a lot. This game won't linger. If you go out and win on Friday, it's like erased immediately from everyone's mind.
Water
But
under the
some of
fridge.
these games aren't erased so quickly, and maybe this was like one where it's like, all right, wake-up call. We're going to be on national television. Let's not embarrass ourselves the way we did in that game. Let's get our legs right.
I'll go first. I'm going to say it's impossible maybe for this team to have a wake-up call this season
I think you might be right.
because they won the championship.
You're right.
And they know
They are asleep.
and
they can totally tank the last month of the season and then
they
flip the
played like
switch in the
10
playoffs.
of these games in a row coming down the stretch last
Right.
year.
They learned the worst lesson from last year.
Yes.
Truly, like absolutely. They were
So
just like,
I don't know if it's possible for this team to have a wake-up call this year.
Yeah.
Now, I think like a wake-up call and them just totally turning around and looking like the Nuggets again on Friday are two different things, and like that's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd classify it as a wake-up call.
All right. here's the thing. This game, not of all the games they play, this is one of the least consequential. But there are 10 games coming up, and we want to rank which game. If you could pick, which one would you pick
Sixers.
to win? Well, on the other side, we'll get to that. D-Line actually ranked his top 5 games.
Yeah, top 5.
Top 5. We'll get to that on the other side.
Guys, if you need help with your roof, house, office, whatever it might be, we know who you need to call. Red Hawk Roofing.
There it is. Oh, man, Kill.
You know who never takes
what?
a day off?
Hold on. Let me
Never
send
takes
you
a
something
night off.
Red
awesome.
Hawk Roofing.
Red Hawk Roofing, dude.
They never take it off.
They never need
man, I
a
wish I
wake-up
had
call
this
because
ready
they're
by
up
now.
all the time.
They actually have closing hours. I know that they take off time.
Yeah, but like,
They
During
are
the work time.
huge DNVR supporters. These are our guys. They're in the bar all the time. They're rooting for the Nuggets alongside us. So hit these guys
Kill.
up if you need any help with your roof, home, or business. Check out redhawkroofing.com. Tell them DNVR sent you. They're experts in their field. They've been doing this for decades. They have no obligation roof and property inspections, free in-depth photo reports for all inspections as well. And you can, just walk up to them, whistle like a Red Hawk. And
They'll love that.
They'll know what's up.
Man, I just had this awesome picture you guys would never believe.
Is it of a red hawk on the roof?
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what the photo was.
Also, Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR.
I can find it.
And the beer of the month here at the bar, the Christmas Ale, $6 all month long. We got every Breck Brew you want here at the bar. If you don't know where to get Breck Brew, check out their beer locator, breckbrew.com. Just type in your zip code, shows you where to go and get Breckenridge Brewery. A lot of people were drinking Breck Brew in the bar tonight. Good crowd in the bar.
It was a good crowd.
man.
Great crowd. Saw some homies. Showed them around the set. It was good.
It was really good. That's why, dude, somebody needs to show Yoke. Remember, he was talking about those videos and how they really affected him. Like, somebody needs to send him tonight, the DNVR bar, with
Just-
all these people that were in town. And first time ever at the bar, and they're just like depressed.
Miserable.
Just miserable. And you're like, yeah, that's also there. All right. Coming up, this is the Nuggets' schedule. On Friday, they play, well, it was a little quick there, Kale. On Friday, they play New Orleans, who is even hotter than the Utah Jazz. They just clown the Warriors so bad, the Warriors might completely split up. Honestly, they might have broke the Warriors tonight. But after the game, Kerr was like, we're dispirited. We've lost confidence. We've lost our joy.
He's like, and Jokic just takes too many free throws.
He's furious still. The Pacers. Then you go on the road. You play the 76ers, the Celtics, the Wizards, the Pacers, and the Knicks. Then you come home and play the 76ers again, this time at home on ABC. Then you got the Bucks, and then you go on the road for OKC. It's a murderer's row.
Yes, it is.
But if you had to pick 5, D-Line, for a Bet365, never ordinary, there you go, Cal. Boom, there it is. Top 5. What would be the top 5 games that not the Nuggets
Well, I'll
to win?
tell you, Adam. I'll tell you. I've thought about this for as long as it took me to type it, and I'm already a
was like
little
1
upset
minute.
with my own list.
Really?
Number 5.
Oh,
Number
no.
5. I want the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
The Milwaukee Bucks. This is obviously.
Well, hold on. Is this the home game? Yeah. Okay, you put the date on there. Yeah, this is home versus the Bucks.
You always want to win against top Eastern competition. Obviously, anytime Giannis comes into town, it's MVP versus MVP. We're in narrative week. There's big narrative vibes here. You just feel you always want to see how you stack up against teams like this that you don't see very often, and you don't get a lot of shots at them.
Did you guys see that Giannis called out the equipment manager?
Did he steal a game ball from him? No. Is that why?
That's not why.
They
The
need
greatest-
to even clean their jerseys better.
They got to clean them better.
The best part is that they got smoked the very next
The
night.
very next game.
The equipment manager looked deep into the mirror that night.
Utah Jazz posted a picture of their equipment manager.
Yeah, they trolled him good. Utah
Yeah, I
trolled
saw
him
that
good.
one. That's a
Utah
great
trolled him.
troll. The Jazz after that game posted their equipment manager, and then a funny one also is the Bucks also posted the jerseys that were like extra clean or something like that. Did you see that? They tweeted it out. So that story had some legs on it. Giannis turned evil. Evil Giannis.
Number 4. This is going to be controversial. Philadelphia at Philly.
Man,
At
that's
Philly.
4.
At Philly. I just am
There's
realistic
3
about
games if you had to pick.
Listen, I am realistic. This is a game they're probably going to drop. I mean, I want this, so
Bro, we're
I
down
didn't.
so bad.
I didn't.
We're the champs. You wanted us to carry our chest out this year.
You're right. You're right about that. Things are bad right
But
now.
we'll probably lose.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I want that game, but like, I like.
Oh, that's
I
number
want
two to
that.
me.
I want that game. I want both the Philly
Might be
games.
number one.
That's number 2 to me.
It should have been number 2. That's what I'm saying. I thought about it a little bit more. But number 3,
Number 3.
I want revenge of those goddamn Thunder, man. The Thunder have it coming. We need to even the season series with these guys. Like, they embarrassed us last time, like the Jazz just did to us now. I want Chet to feel the wrath of Fat Jokic. It's not cool what happened.
I'm with you, man. The Thunder, I'm just so jealous of the Thunder. They're just having so much fun.
Yeah, dude, I want that to end right now. Number 2, this is for you, Vote. The Boston Celtics.
Yes.
Man.
The Boston Celtics at the Celtics.
Best team in the NBA. Favorites to win the title.
This is
There's
another.
no team better than the Celtics.
This is absolutely another measuring stick game. The Denver Nuggets have the opportunity to see how they match up. That's basically what Narrative Week is us just going up against the best teams in the goddamn Eastern Conference. So I want that game. But of course, the number 1 game is the home game against the 76ers. It's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's exactly what happened last year. We had a matinee game. We lost to the Sixers. It sucked. It ruined my entire year.
We lost to the Sixers last year?
It ruined my entire year.
At home?
No, it
that
was on the road
one. Oh, yeah, the road one.
It ruined my whole year, and the only thing that was able to cure it was winning the championship.
That did cure
Jokic
it.
being the far and away best player, the MVP of the finals. But I'm still not over it. I don't want to ever hear about this again. I'm moving that second Sixers game up to number 2. That's a number 1. I just thought about this a little bit deeper.
It's so true. Those Sixers games just hit a little bit different.
They
They have
hit
to be
so
number
hard.
1 and number 2. You don't want the Garden? New York Knicks at the Garden?
Who cares?
We don't really care about the Knicks.
I mean, like, listen.
Hartenstein? First joke?
I mean, fine, whatever. Like, every game during Narrative Week matters. It's
Michael Porter versus OG Anunoby, the guy that we're supposed to trade him
God.
for?
Oh my God.
All right.
It's bad. It's bad times. This is a tough week. Narrative Week is already taking a toll.
Narrative season. It's 3 weeks.
It came hard. It came quick.
It did. Is it the same for you guys? Is everybody Philadelphia here in Denver? That's the game.
It's not even close. Like, that's the one.
You can't lose that.
And just because so much is riding on it, everyone that is watching this show has trash talked Embiid of not playing in Denver. He might not again. He might be resting so that he could. Who knows? But it just means a lot. And also, it's going to be packed. It's going to be everybody's eyes are going to be on that one.
It's a matinee game. Oh my God.
That's going to feel like a playoff game, like in every single way. It's just going to mean a lot. So I'm excited about it. And Jokic has to step up in that one.
He has to.
Those Philly games are going to feel like the 2 biggest games of this stretch for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, New Orleans, man, coming in on Friday, they are really rolling. They are a team that can really put, big runs together, and they have it like Utah. They run 9 deep with really good players, 9-10 deep. So they're one that you fall behind. Like if you have a starters, what happened in this game is the starters fell back by 10.
Yeah.
So now you need the bench to come in, and the bench, as you mentioned, wasn't that bad. They only were -4, but now it's -14.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh God, and you're playing from behind. All right. A couple other quick hitters here, news and notes wise. Kawhi Leonard signed a 3-year extension with the LA Clippers. I was kind of surprised by this, to be honest with you. Kawhi having an incredible run right now, personally, as are the Clippers as a team. Dev, what do you make of this? We kind of wondered, are the Clippers, are they going to fall apart? This sounds like they might have stabilized.
First off, whenever I hear any Kawhi Leonard news, it shocks me. Just like he's in the NBA and I never hear about him at all. But they're like, team is successful when they start winning. I still don't hear about them, but at least I know that they're on the way. Like right now, the whole narrative is about James Harden, like that he gets all the conversation. There's not even a lot about Paul George, who has like the best, podcast in the world when it comes to sports. But whenever you hear anything with Kawhi, it's shocking. But for it to be an extension, like he's getting more money, he's solidified himself like in, LA. They have a new arena coming in. Like it's perfect timing for them. And then also for him because he gets more money out of it.
The Clippers are good.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's shocking at all. Like this seems like it should have been expected, right? Like they got a good thing going.
Yeah.
And they clearly believe in it. And he even took less money, I'm sure, to get those other guys re-up too. Paul George.
He's making $50 million a year, but yeah, like
Yeah. So, I mean, they obviously have a good thing going, and they want to keep it rolling.
yeah. The other piece of news here: Ja Morant out for the year.
What?
You didn't hear about this, did you?
No.
Out at Shotgun
You
Willie's?
said what?
Are you being serious?
Yeah,
thought
I
you were
didn't hear
joking.
this.
Yeah, Ja Morant's out for the year.
Out.
Ja Morant came back, had a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
and now
like
he's
with
gone.
an injury, not
Yeah,
suspension.
sorry.
What happened there? I didn't hear about this at all. I
It was
was
a
like,
shoulder injury.
It to D-Line's credit, like this story was not big at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gone the last few days, so I don't know what was big or wasn't. I mean, I was on
I
the
didn't hear
outside.
this at all.
Yeah,
Ja
it
Morant
got
out for the
very
year.
little run.
Now, 14-23, the Memphis Grizzlies season was likely over, although they're
my
only
God,
5 games
dude.
back.
Yeah.
But he is out with an injury now for the rest of the year. Disaster season for
Shoulder
the Memphis
injury, I
Grizzlies. And the reason I bring it up is we keep looking at teams missing the playoffs and this or that, and like they just keep dropping like flies. Memphis was one team we hoped would challenge a little bit. They're out. Maybe Utah's taking their place. What do you make of that news, Dev?
I mean, it's big news just because he's a superstar, and also he didn't get to play this year. I know that they regret him being out there, where he has to get surgery. But again, it's a year that really does not matter for Memphis.
Yeah.
So like, they're gonna mail it in probably sometime soon because there's nothing to play for. But I mean, again, it's Ja Morant. It's a big injury. You don't want your stars. You don't want players getting hurt. So you hate that.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm stunned.
This is a real interesting delivery. This is like a couple days old. But it was sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I don't know what to say. Like this is damn. That's terrible.
What a terrible season for them.
Seriously,
man.
I mean, how could you? Can you imagine? Like, you want to talk about being stuck in purgatory, man? They're in hell.
Who's the most down bad? If we had a down bad ranking, who would be the most down bad team in the NBA this year? Is it Detroit with their giant?
It's got to be Detroit.
Yeah, there's Detroit.
So they're the number one down bad team.
Washington has got to be close behind.
Washington's always a joke. You knew they were going to be a joke. They're just a little
That's
bit
the thing.
funnier of a joke.
But I don't think that like Washington. I feel like it's down bad. They're just down.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if you had to do 30 post-game lounges after watching Jordan Poole?
Dude, who's down bad? The Golden State Warriors. Like,
You think they're number 2?
They're yes.
They might be too.
They might be.
because
I
they
was-
had
they're on
actual
my list.
expectation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they are eroding. And it's not just that they're falling apart. Like
Should've
they're
been
a
our top
very
five.
they're like an incredibly proud franchise. Like
Yeah.
it's way more disruptive. It's way more down bad. Like they're upset about this. Like the Detroit Pistons are like, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Like
You
and
know
then-
what? Yeah. You're right. Golden State's on the list. I think Memphis is probably on the list. I think
Yes.
Phoenix is on the list.
They're not. Yeah.
You don't think they're down bad?
They're down bad, but I don't buy that they're down. Like they're gonna
come to life.
They're gonna kind of figure something out. Like I think
don't know,
that's.
man.
I don't know. They might
kinda
make.
seem to
They
not
also
like
might
each
make.
other.
They also might make a trade.
Karl Anthony Towns for Kevin Durant.
It's possible.
Makes sense for both sides. I'm just saying, nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to say it out loud, but it makes a little sense for both
Dude,
sides.
Matt Ishbia should trade Devin Booker and just lose the entire city of Phoenix in less than a season. Like that would
Who
be.
can you get for him though? Like, who's the worst player you could trade Devin Booker for to like really
Zion.
burn it all down? Zion would be a
They
good
should
one.
trade him for like Robert Ory.
Robert Ory. Hip checked him there. That's a good joke. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we'll go around the association and get to your super chats.
Guys, give Backus and Shanker a call if you get hurt.
I am hurt.
I know.
Not
What's that number? Please?
Emotional pain. I don't think they cover
Yeah, Nick, we can't.
emotional pain after Nuggets losses.
But we were.
Well, I won't have to pay unless I win.
Also, we were not at fault for this. This is not.
That's
our
not our
fault.
fault, man. You know what? I might have a case.
They do cover you for cases where you're not at fault. But with car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrians, trucks, if you're injured at work, they say they can help you as well. So
There you go.
I don't know. Maybe give them a shot.
I see what you're doing there because I was injured at work.
Yeah. They've won over $1 billion for their clients. They got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, Fort Collins. You also don't pay them until they win your case. No upfront fees, no fees while they're working on your case, just when they win your case. Give them a call, 222-2222 for free. Talk to them, tell them about your case. They'll get working on it. Then when they win, that's when you pay them. Backus and Shanker wins. They've won over $1 billion for their clients.
Are we back?
Yep.
And we are back. All right. It's time. Let's go around the association.
Finally.
This is presented by This Week, Kale.
Nobody.
Still not presented by anybody. All right.
How is that happening? Like, no one wants to
Sponsor around the association.
We have
I
people
don't know,
call
man.
and tell us they especially do not want to sponsor.
stop answering those calls.
Like, is that dev segment? No, we're not doing
Stop
that.
answering those calls. To start us around the association, the Pacers without Halliburton, who also is not like injured in the way that I thought he was. Did you see that injury? Like,
I didn't see it.
He did like the
Hamstring.
splits. I thought he was like really hurt, like his hamstring popped, but he's not hurt. He's not out for the entire year, so that's great.
Just a hammy.
The Pacers get the win, 112-104 over the Washington Wizards, who you guys deem as down bad. Jordan Poole.
I did not
Was that
think they were that down
controversial?
bad. I did not think they were that down bad.
They're bad.
They're just having a fun time.
That's all they're out there doing.
Actually,
Jordan Poole had 28 points. He went 11 for 21 from the field, and that's a good game for him. So that is down bad. Kyle Kuzma had 11 points, 11 rebounds. For the Pacers, Miles Turner had 18 points, 13 rebounds. This was the game for him since Halliburton is not setting him up. TJ McConnell,
One of Harrison's favorites.
I just had to see
I
if he would
actually
get
don't
excited.
like
he
him
didn't
at
care.
all.
He didn't even move on that one. TJ McConnell had 14
He's not one of my
points.
guys.
Do you guys
He's not
remember
one
the
of those guys.
photo of TJ McConnell with the fist in the air? Will you find this, Kale? TJ McConnell, fist in the air. He has the single greatest sports photo that's
It
ever
was
been
on January
taken.
6th, was it?
It looks like it could have been. When do you see this photo when he was playing with the Sixers? He had a game winner. No one has ever had such a cool photo. Like a less cool person has had such a cool photo of themselves.
There.
Yeah.
You'll find it, Kale.
All right. The Spurs.
See, you got to.
Let's see what we get here.
I'm telling you, it's too good. It looks like a movie, like a Disney movie. Was
Like it
captured.
looks like Hoosiers.
No, that's not it. Gosh dang it! All right. No,
There's no way that's whatever. The Spurs get the win, 130-108 over the Detroit Pistons, who have just straight loss after loss.
Dude.
Wemby had
The
a
number one down
triple
bad
double in this game. He didn't even get any blocks. He was just like, I'm gonna go crazy against the Pistons. Everybody gets to go off against them.
I'll never
Everybody-
forgive you guys for saying Wemby's not good. Never forgive you guys for that.
That was more arcade, but
I mean, they have 6 wins, but all right.
I was not impressed with him in Summer League, that's for sure.
He's good. He is good.
Did you get it, Kel?
The Spurs had 9 players in double digits. Everybody
it's a
eats
tiny
against
photo.
them.
Let me see what I've got.
Jalen Duran had 21 points, 12 rebounds. Bogdanovich had 19 points. They miss Cade Cunningham. They miss him very badly. The Kings win 123-98 over the Charlotte Hornets. The Kings on the second night of a back-to-back. It was Sabonis, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists.
Can't wait to see it chronicled in that Netflix show.
Set in the 4. Yeah. It's going to be on Netflix. Why are people hating on that so much? You got to have somebody that they, got to get a European
Yeah, I'm
guy.
sure it's going to be good. I'm just not. I just know I'm not going to watch any of it.
Oh, we're definitely going to watch it.
I will not. I'm just not.
Harrison
going
just
to.
drawn a
You
line in the
just said you
sand.
watch Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
I know
that's
you're
true.
going to watch an NBA
I
show.
did, but that is in like the summer, fall when there's not basketball going.
It's going to be available in the summer and fall.
Keegan Murray
Oh,
had
it's coming out in the summer.
Well, it's just going to be on Netflix. It'll be available in perpetuity.
No, I could maybe watch it in the summer.
Keegan Murray had 25 points. De'Aaron Fox had 19 points. Malik Monk had 20 points. For Charlotte, Miles Bridges had 24 points. And Terry Rozier, 22 points. He was a minus 31.
There's a couple of these teams, man, in the NBA that just like are automatic wins. We haven't had this for a while. Spurs, Detroit, Charlotte.
Well, we had this run of them right before Narrative Week.
yeah.
The crazy thing is, are they tanking or do they just suck?
They
It feels
suck.
like they
They
just
just suck.
suck.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
that's
mean.
what's new. Because I feel like people used to
Yeah,
tank because they
tank,
wanted
yeah.
a specific guy. These teams are just horrible.
In a terrible draft year.
And a terrible draft. Yeah, that's rough. Boston Celtics win 127-120. We see you laking a ball. Tatum.
You don't have to give him a shout out. Like that.
I mean, he's been all over here
He's
today.
our guy, yeah. He was very present in the chat.
This was an overtime where Tatum did what he does.
Tatum took him.
45 points.
Oh, man.
Jaylen Brown had 35 points.
Dude.
And 11 rebounds.
Okay,
Vote
he
so
deserves a
perfectly.
shout out.
Like, how that vote misses
King
tonight.
of the
Michael
game.
Porter Jr. has 5 points.
Nuggets get
Tatum
murdered.
goes off, beats.
Yeah, that is.
No one has ever picked
Votes
his
just
spot
playing
better.
video games at home right now. Just,
No one. Oh my god.
Bro just went outside,
King of the
licked
world,
his finger,
dude.
and put the air. Yeah, I don't feel it today.
This
is not the day.
This photo, if we find it of TJ McConnell, is just going to be vote after this game.
We have it. Are you ready to be underwhelmed? Although it is a cool photo. Look at that. Yeah, like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
Like,
man,
he looks like
he said.
He looks like he looks like Zac Efron in High
That's
School
what I mean.
Musical.
Yeah, this looks like a movie about like a guy that
It does look like a freeze frame from the musical Hamilton.
make a wish. He got to play and made a game. It's like Rudy.
Nobody's pushing him up or bumping him. He's jumping them.
Let's vote right now.
Good job, TJ. That's the whitest celebration.
I thought you said it was cool. I was like really ready for some cool
got a
stuff.
lot of-
TJ McConnell, how cool could it be?
We got a lot of mixed messages
You
here.
set that up.
You didn't
like,
think that was cool?
absolutely not. What
Is that cool?
That was, that's how like
That photo,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh my God. You
that's
guys are
the-
big
I don't know if it
haters.
was cool.
like that's the freeze frame at the end of High School, the
That's what I'm
musical, The
saying.
Reunion.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
that is? You're crazy. For the Timberwolves, they actually kept this one close, and they played without Rudy Gobert. Anthony Edwards had 29 points. He's a bucket. Karl Anthony Towns, 25 points, 13 rebounds, but they could not find a way to get the win. 17 points for Kyle Anderson, who I haven't heard much about. Naz Reid in Gobert's absent, 19 points, 10 rebounds. But they could not get the win in this one.
God, I'm so hearing these point totals makes me even angrier at these goddamn Denver Nuggets. What a terrible effort tonight.
We suck on offense.
Yeah.
God.
And defense right now. The Thunder win 128-120 over the Miami Heat. I just feel like Jimmy Butler's always out, and then it's going to get close to the playoffs. He's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to go in the playoffs and beat a team that they shouldn't. I've already
Yeah,
seen
you want
this.
to talk about a team, you want to talk about a team that's learned no lessons.
Miami Heat.
The Miami
They're just unserious. Spoelstra, he just got paid big time, though.
I don't think we could make it through a season doing post game shows after Heat games.
No.
Like we would kill each other.
Oh, man, that would
No
be
way, my
rough.
guy Jaime Jaquez, I talk about him every day.
Yeah,
Like,
Every
man,
day I
how
would talk about him.
God.
That guy's incredible.
Yeah,
that guy
that
makes
would
me
not-
want to grow my hair out.
That wouldn't be fun.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please,
Bam
please do.
Adebayo had 25 points, 11 rebounds. They had some scores in this. I mean, Jaquez, who he just talked about, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Tyler Hero, 17 points.
He's a rookie.
He went 7
aware.
of 21 from the
I'm
field.
aware.
So
He
that's
has
not
really
great.
long arms. Jaquez.
Jaime Jaquez?
Yeah.
And hair.
He does.
That's where you were going with that. I was like, yeah, he does.
He has really long hair.
Shea had 28 points. Not his slot him in for 30 that we typically see. Chet Holmgren had 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Jalen Williams, who's been playing well, that's your guy, right? 19 points,
Bro, it's my boy. I love that I get him.
12 assists.
I get Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah, you're not
and
helping us out here, man.
J-Dub? Are you talking about my guy, J-Dub?
Not
Hell
helping
yeah.
us out.
That's
That
his
is
guy.
my guy.
That's Heat culture. Philly loses in overtime, 132-139 to the Atlanta Hawks. High scoring affair. Back and
What
forth.
Embiid have?
No Embiid in this game. This is
resting
actually
for that
kind of
Nuggets
crazy that he's actually injured. Because if you want to go after the MVP, like we know he wants to, he's not playing in these games. So like there's something that's truly there. Or he'll be playing. He only has like 8 more games that he could miss for the
Yeah,
year.
he's like slid to 5th in the MVP race.
And he was like up.
Number
like,
one.
You know, I felt like that
I mean,
he-
in the odds, I should say.
That's rough. Tobias Harris had 32 points. Tyrese Maxey had 35 points to lead all scorers. He's good, especially, by himself where he gets the opportunity to get some shots. Marcus Morris had 17 points, but it was not enough as Trae Young finishes with 28 points, 11 assists. DeJounte Murray had 25 points. Jalen Johnson had 25 points.
He's good, man.
16 rebounds.
He's good. And 7 assists. Career high 7 assists.
And 7 assists. He filled it up.
He's good. And they've been good since he's come back.
The Bulls get an overtime win against the Rockets.
They're good.
They've been getting wins lately. I feel like they've added Andre Drummond, the legend, Hall of Famer, to the lineup, and they've been good.
What the hell? We had DeAndre Jordan, the legend, our lineup. We just lose games.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Zach LaVine, who is now back, had 25 points, 13 rebounds, 30 points from Kobe White.
God, I guess they're not going to trade
Vooch
anybody.
had 18 points, 15 rebounds.
This is classic Bulls,
This
man.
is classic Bulls.
Classic.
The win streak's going to go right to the trade deadline,
Yeah.
and then they'll suck again.
Yeah,
Miss
that's
the
exactly what's
playoffs.
going to happen.
Every single starter finished in double digits. And like,
Yeah, like the Jazz are no
Zach
longer going to
Levine's
trade
going to
Laurie
formally
Markkanen.
ask out after the trade deadline. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, what happened?
The Bulls might be the ultimate, it's so over, we're so back, it's so over team.
and to finish it off, blowout, 141-105. The Pelicans smacked the Warriors.
Bro.
Down bad.
They actually put them in a bad spot. Steph Curry, even after the game, talked about shaking some things up.
Dude, no longer the Dubs. Now the L's.
Well, they are getting Draymond Green back, so he can shake things up for sure.
Oh, he's going to definitely
He's gonna
shake some things.
the spine of an
Next.
opponent.
Who's his next victim?
There is a lesson, though, in this Warriors talk that when it ends, man, it's almost always ugly. And for
Oh,
them,
yeah.
it's about as ugly as I've ever seen. Because you know why? Because the only other thing we've seen has been LeBron, but LeBron mastered the art of leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Heat, we never saw their downfall. Cavs, we never saw it. He just kept leaving. We're kind of seeing it with the Lakers, I guess, a little bit. But the Warriors,
They gotta
we
trade
saw
Curry.
the full arc, and it's just like
They
it's
have to
over.
trade Steph Curry. They have to.
Trade Steph.
They have to.
We were
They
talking
need
about
to-
this earlier. You
Why?
don't
They
just
have
go
to
down with him.
They have no. They
Yeah,
have
they're
to
going
embrace.
down with him, and they're just going to just shake up everything
Kobe-esque,
else
you know?
around them.
I know, and they're gonna go. They're gonna go down for a decade because of it.
Well, would you? Honest question: would you want that with Yoke? Like, if it was just so clearly over, but Yoke has like 4 more years, would you be like, you know what? Let's send him free, or would you be like, you know what? I'd rather just watch him.
We just went
be
through
bad.
this with Von Miller. It sucked, and it was the right move.
Did it work out?
No. Nope. But it was still the right move.
All
Like
right.
we didn't pay him. Like they have to just be like, listen, it's not happening for us. Like we.
What if he says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm staying here."
I'm staying. I'm not leaving.
They got to get picks. They got to do something. They got to shake it up, man.
They're in a bad
It is
spot.
Jover.
They
is
are
so
in a bad
Jover.
spot.
All right. There were sickos that super chatted tonight.
Oh, my God.
They saw tonight's Nuggets game. They saw this post game show where we, just talked about other stuff, and they're like, you know what? Here's money, and
These
we
are the people-
appreciate you, homies.
These are the people that
Love you
love
guys.
us, and we
First
love them
team,
right back.
first teamers.
You want me to do it? All right.
We have a rhythm on this. You're always surprised by this.
Well, it's usually the guy sitting in
Yeah,
this chair.
this is a very jilted rhythm. Ben Mac Stefan, our homie who always super chats. Can't believe he couldn't get his name right. What was the Malone Rageometer scale tonight? Volcanic Irishman in the house. LOL. Yeah, he was pissed, and I don't blame him. We were also pissed. If I wasn't so beaten down like by that, I would have been angry. But I was like sub anger. I was too.
Yeah, he deserved to be
Yeah,
furious
dude,
tonight.
he was correct. He was correct in his anger.
had more rage
David Prado, $4.99. Thanks, homie. Says first time at the bar tonight. Tough
Hell yeah.
game, but it was great to meet all the fellas. See you at the 24-hour dev.
My boy Dave.
Let's
What's
go.
the 24-hour
My boy
dev?
Dave.
Is that a
I think
side
at
hustle?
At the 24-hour, he'll see dev.
24-hour
about
fitness.
fitness.
Okay. Okay. All right.
The ultimate homie BJ Malays, which we are
BJ
deep
Malay's
in. We are
24-hour
deep.
dev.
We are
Waiting.
so deep in BJ
We are
Malays.
fucking. We are waist deep in BJ Malays right now. Thanks for working late for us. All DNVR is good. We appreciate it,
Hell
and
yeah,
we
man.
also. I mean, we'd rather be anywhere else.
It was also late. The Nuggets just they gave us everything tonight. Like it's late.
Why was
national
this game on national
television.
TV also?
And then the lead-in was NC State. Like, come on, what are we doing? Which, by the
And-
way, if anybody knows, my team, their rival Carolina.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, they lost both.
Oh.
And the Avs.
Condolences.
And the Avs were playing at the exact same time, and they were triumphant. They had a great night. It was just like a full rub in our faces.
Shout out to Wolfpack.
Siobhan Kellen, 1999, unbelievable. Thanks so much. Says,
Oh man, a homie.
just a Wednesday game in January. 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 Lots of folks given tonight.
That's right. Oh, Joe Folk. Shout out Joe Folk.
Nuggets will bounce back on Friday. If they don't, then we start to worry. That's not true either. But it will suck. We do know that. It will continue
It will
to suck.
suck. Yeah, we won't worry, but
Narrative
it will suck.
week, off to a terrible start.
Also, this game on Friday was not even originally national TV.
They added it?
Yeah. A late flex.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
I wonder if this is a multi-pronged approach from the NBA to shoot us down.
Maybe it's that Norby guy that
They
Pat
saw
McAfee's
the Nuggets
fighting
coming
with.
from the one seed, and they're like, hold up.
Like, get Jokic a haircut. We need him to
Hold up.
lose. There, that's a great conspiracy.
It's a game. It seems
tell
like
Jokic to get a haircut. We'll put this game on national TV.
Eric Cartman, $5. Thank you. Says Jamal insulated and disrespected Jokic really or insulted and
Insulated. No,
he did say insulated and disrespected Jokic really badly. Insulted and sensitive Jokic don't want to play unstoppable two-man game with Jamal, unfortunately. Did he insulate him?
Definitely didn't do that.
Did he insult him?
Dude,
In a manner of speaking.
we should have just done conspiracy theories this show.
I know.
This game warranted it.
Yeah.
I wish we
Do
were
we have a
just,
show tomorrow?
I gotta be honest, I
Yeah.
wish we were talking about
There's your
aliens.
topic.
Yeah. Oh, aliens.
I've heard there was a 10-foot tall one
At the
in
mall.
Miami. Yeah.
At the Miami Mall. Did you see
Epstein
that?
list? Anybody?
Epstein list. We're going to get into all that
Oh
tomorrow.
my God, yes. A85 Ramos, our ultimate homie, says, I hate these a-holes sometimes.
That's how I feel.
We want to chip. I thought he was talking about us.
Yeah.
But I still want to enjoy basketball. I'm glad I'm not seeing this team, I'm glad I'm not seeing this team.
Glad I am seeing this
I
team.
am seeing this team. Still means a lot to me. You're right.
That's so
Listen,
true.
man, it's you're right. I hate these a-holes. Like, I love them so much, and I want to murder each one of them.
I'll tell you what. I don't think we're ever getting the Warriors 67 win season.
Nope.
We're not. It's not it. Nuggets every year until Jokic retires are winning 54 games.
Yep.
And it'll feel a little unsatisfying more often than not. But then they'll win a title.
It
and we're
would
gonna
feel
be like,
very
hell yeah.
satisfying, yeah.
And then we'll go to the parade. We'll stay on parade.
Emily White says, bet on Nugs at Circa in Vegas tonight. Lost, Avi.
Hell yeah, that's a homie though. Screen grab that one for
Hell yeah, Emily.
Hell yeah, that's a homie.
She just wanted to tell us.
She was like, went to Circa, had a terrible night.
Thanks to the
Got
Nuggets.
murdered and I bet on him.
But I was there.
Play some blackjack for me, will you?
Steven
Play some
Sholey
blackjack.
says, I've said it 100 times. I wish the Jazz had a podcast like DNVR. As a diehard member and a DNVR Broncos podcast listener, much love from a Jazz fan. Thank you so much. And
you, man.
screw you! Peter, you lousy Jazz fan.
Take that tunnel on the way out.
Says, you know what would be a wake-up call? The Nuggets watching a replay of that Celtics T-Wolves game. The level of play on that game was insane. I bet not. They don't care. They'd be like, oh, would you look at that?
The Nuggets are like, why don't you watch the finals last year,
Yeah.
right? But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
A85 Ramos checks back in. We want a chip, and it cost us Eric's epic vibes.
Oh, man, it's so true.
So terrible. JK Dev, what record do the Nuggets have to get in narrative season for streaking on Colfax? Adam, you must accept hate in your heart for these young teams.
People are mad because OKC because I don't
They're
hate
mad
them.
that you don't hate OKC enough.
You guys have to understand, my hate is organic.
Yeah.
It
chooses you.
Yeah, it chooses you, man, and it grows inside you.
My
At this moment-
streaking is organic.
That's our That's
chooses you.
It can be a one-game win streak.
orgasmic.
Not needed.
Nope. You've had a couple of those tonight. You've been a little too hard in the paint. Drew Christian says, if you thought that sucked, at least you didn't go to the game like me and just
Jeez.
had to sit there and watch it happen.
Oh my God, Drew.
That's not even the worst part. He lives in Utah.
Or he was visiting. Who had it worse? The
Utah's
girl
dope.
the girl that placed the bet at Circa? Or, there's definitely this guy. Definitely this guy.
She's in
55555 ish. a super chat to represent the Nuggets effort. $2.05.
There you go.
Nuggets effort today. Yeah, you're right. Although feel like we owe you $2.05 in that sense. CJ
Look at all these
Jones.
super chats, you
Sicko
guys.
Crew. I know, dude.
You're a sicko,
Dude, the
CJ.
absolute sicko
The
crew.
worst game of the
Dude,
year.
Get help.
And
Get
then
help.
Laking Ball.
Laking Ball. Here it comes. Thanks for the shout out, Superstar Dev. So I am on vote. Watch Tatum. Really is him. And the Nuggets didn't take advantage of the Celtics' best team. Stupid little shamrock emoji. Terrible chat. Thanks for sending it. We appreciate you.
Hit that outro music, Kale. Let's go home. Guys, you can't win them all.
No, you can't.
Some games you just get stomped. This was one of those ones. Does it mean anything? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not a harbinger of things to come.
What if it was? We were like, we have to look back. We're like, it was that Jazz.
It was the Jazz
Dude.
game. That's when it all fell
To
apart.
rewatch this Losers Lounge and think about when it started.
But, it really is the friends we made along the way. The Nuggets have a chance to get back on Friday when they come back home.
You know what sucks? The friend we made along the way was Laking Ball. This has all been for naught.
How many shout-outs is this guy going to get this show?
It sucks the most.
Oh, the Losers Lounge always starts with sadness and anger, and it always ends with laughter. That's why we like doing them. Everybody, we appreciate you hanging out with us, and this is the loserest of all Losers Lounge. It's now midnight. We're going to go home. Hit the like button on the way out.
Let's go home.
We all silly like the mayor.